All right, Coach.
Another great opportunity coming up this weekend, and again, we're looking forward to getting a chance to go play at Ole Miss. This is a very, very good football team, and after getting a good chance to watch them, defensively they play extremely hard and do a good job of pressuring offenses, coming up with some big plays. Offensively, I think it's pretty evident that they've got a very effective system. I know Hugh Freeze has done a really, really good job wherever he's been, you know, with the offense and the scheme that he's got and the production that he's had. And so you can really see them growing in confidence. You know, last week they came off a tough loss to Texas A&M and had a chance to win that game, you know, a couple of different times. But just a very different football team than Ole Miss was at this time last year, in my opinion. So this will be a huge challenge for us, but it'll be great for us to be able to go on the road and again try to get the win in Oxford. But it'll take for us to execute our game, you know, much better and at a much higher level than obviously we have. So again, we're looking forward to going back to work today. And we are looking forward to getting to Oxford on Saturday and playing again.
Questions?
Gene, any decision on the quarterback situation yet?
We're in the same spot as we were when you asked Sunday. You know, we're going to go ahead and kind of go through the week, and we'll go ahead and look and see, you know, what we think is the best decision. Both of them did some things Saturday that, you know, that were good, and both of them did some things that, you know, obviously we'd like to take back. But we'll go through it. We'll look at it starting today, and we'll make a decision later in the week.
When you say you go through the week, could this be a game time decision? What would you like?
No, I don't think it'd be a game time decision. Well, you know, Tuesday and Wednesday are the two big practice days for us, and we can usually tell exactly what we want to do at that point. So that's how we'll manage this.
Will they split the first team reps today?
Yeah, they'll split them, and we'll make sure that they, you know, we've got it measured out where they're going to get enough reps, obviously, but they'll split them.
Are you utilizing factors from previously in the season? Is it strictly how they're playing right now? What do you?
I think it's a lot of, you know, what the comfort level is with, you know, the game plan that we're implementing. What is the comfort level with what, you know, how they're executing that, what they're doing in that regard, and then some of it obviously is going to be on, you know, just performance. Tuesday, Wednesday, you know, how they're picking up the game plan and things of that nature.
Quan's listed on the depth chart right now. Is that an indication that he'll be playing this week?
Yes, Quan will be playing this week.
Gene, on Sunday, Sharvin and Phillip, they both said something about, you know, some guys weren't all in. You need to make sure that everybody gets on board. Sharvin was a little more blunt, actually, saying that, you know, guys who aren't all in simply just need to get going. Sammy and Travante were both pretty vocal earlier today, you know, stating that. How comfortable are you with them stating their feelings like that publicly?
Well, I think that you know, if you're going to ask a young man a question, you're going to get his true feelings. And the bottom line is that you know, when you're in a situation that we're in right now, where you're not as successful as you'd like to, you know, as you'd like to be, and you're not as successful as you've been in the past, then you have frustrated feelings with some guys. And you know, that's the opinion of, you know, one man, as you've stated. I feel really, really good about the majority of our team being right on point. I've got no issues with that. You know, again, I think that, you know, the message is very simple, man. That you don't practice and play and participate based on the circumstances. You're one way all the time, and that means you're always working towards improving and winning. So, you know, again, that's one guy's opinion, and you know, I think that, you know, it's good that you have guys and leaders on the team that believe that, you know, and I think that it sends a good message to some of the guys right now that are frustrated and maybe not playing as much as they would like or things of that nature. All those things that go along with when things aren't going exactly, you know, the way you want it. So, hey, that's my message. I want them all in. So we're going to continue on that path in terms of working and going with the guys that, you know, we know are really continuing to work, which is very, very, you know, high percentage of all the kids on our team without question. So, but I understand their frustration.
In your opinion, how would you characterize the quality of leadership on this team?
I think that there's some guys that, you know, have tried to really step up and lead, and there's been some frustration, which goes along with guys that have been used to winning. That's part of, you know, that's part of human nature, and that's part of your life. But I think some guys have really tried to step up and lead, and, you know, we went out Sunday night, had a great practice, and I think the leadership some of the leaders stood up and you know, led by example out at practice. But we expect to have a great practice again today. That's never been an issue, and it won't be an issue.
Sammy had mentioned, and I think I understood this correctly, that maybe some of the older guys weren't carrying your weight in terms of leadership. Have you seen that?
I don't know that that's necessary. Again, that's, you know, that's a young guy, you know, one guy's opinion. Again, what I see is, you know, I see guys really anxious and really want to win. And that's what I see as the overall picture. And we just got to go out there and get a good win against a good, you know, SEC opponent. That's what we got to do.
He also talked about players need to motivate. You know, it's good and all for the coaches to try to do it, but they're not out on the field. Do you need to see that from guys?
Yeah, I think it's very important on any football team. I've been on great teams, and I've been on teams that have struggled. And it's real simple. I mean, you know, with whatever your team, wherever your team falls in that category, you always want to see guys step up to the plate and lead amongst themselves. So, you know, leadership certainly starts at the top with all the coaches, but then it's got to permeate through the team as well. And so, you know, you guys are asking 200-year-old questions that happen when you're struggling. Every team's got them. You can go to the NFL, you can go to high school, you can go to college. It's all the same. So, you know, the bottom line is that we feel really, really good in terms of the overall attitude of our team and where we're going. Different guys are going to have different opinions. If you ask 125 of them, you will probably get 125 different answers. But the bottom line is we got one direction, we got one goal, we got one focus, and that's to go out to practice, try to improve, and win a football game. And it's that simple.
Coach, I know that you know that it's all about winning sometimes in the job, but I also know how much you enjoy seeing players grow. Are you looking forward to seeing how they respond to this adversity? Because I know that's part of the teaching and the growing up that you try to teach.
It really is, and I said it before, and I really think that that's part of our job. You know, that's part of our job as coaches right now. You know, these guys are 18 years old. Some of them are 17 years old, all the way up to 22, 23 years old. You know, guys our age struggle with adversity, going through the pits and the valleys of what happens in our own life. This is no different. Let's not make this into something that's totally different. And all of our struggles, when things are going great, boy, it's great. When things aren't just the way we want it, you know, then everybody starts to try to figure out, boy, how we're. Let me make this real clear. There's definitely an urgency around here to win and improve, and I like seeing that. But part of our job is to help our guys understand that when you're in a valley, which is where we are now, because everything always isn't going to be at the peak, you got to find a way to persevere and work out of it. So I don't think that that message is a new revelation for anybody. I know our football team has heard that from me several different times. And so, you know what? That's part of our job. I enjoy seeing us, you know, work towards that goal, and then, you know, when you have some success and you work out of those valleys and things, it's great to see young guys learn how to do that. You know, some people grow up their whole life, and you know, every time something goes bad, they want to take their bat and ball and go home. That's not what we're teaching here. So it is important for me to impart that to my young guys that I got, and I'll continue to do that as the leader of the team.
Gene, you said you're going to take a little bit more active role in the offense. What's that going to look like? I mean, you're going to be.
You look, I'm not saying there's wholesale changes and things of that nature. I just want to make sure that we're all focused in and we're all on the same page. Not that we weren't before, but let's go ahead and really, you know, look at, again, what exactly, you know, do we want it to look like Saturday, and get a great plan, narrow it down a little bit. I think we might have been doing a little bit too much, and go into the game and execute the plan to the best of our ability. after looking at things and trying to maybe cut it down a little bit. Again, execute better on offense, period.
We talked Sunday about Jay Prosh's role in the offense. First, how has he been in practice over the course of the season? And then what would that do to schemes as far as establishing the run, having a fullback in there?
Well, I think that, Jay is a very good football player on our team, and he's a very good leader on our team. I think he's got the whole, he's got a lot of respect from everybody on our team. And, him being on the field is something that, we've got to do more of. And I feel like, not just from, his leadership standpoint and the respect that he's got from all the players, but the value that he brings for us out there in terms of physicality. Now we're, starting to open it up a little bit where we can give him the ball some, which I think is good. He's a very powerful runner. So we're going to look at different ways to have him on the field a little bit more than we have previously.
Dr. Bray, do you expect Bray to go right back in as punt returner and slot?
We'll see. He's going to start practicing again with us today. He was out with us Sunday night. We're going to see where he fits, and he's going to have to work his way back into whatever role he gets for Saturday.
Coach Freeze was asked about y'all's offensive identity, and he said, I hope he wasn't being mean or anything, he says, I don't know. What do you want it to be?
I want us to be able to have definitive ideas on exactly how we're going to run the football and, stay with those, stay with the plan, stay with the run game plan, being able to protect our quarterback. The two things we're doing offensively right now that we've got to improve on is we're taking tackles for losses that are not sack related, and we're taking too many sacks. We've got too many negative plays out there. So we've got to be able to run the ball effectively, and we've got to be able to protect the quarterback. And part of that is the quarterback getting the ball out of his hands and making quick decisions. So whether we narrow down the routes, whether we narrow down the run game to exactly what it is that we feel like is the best for attacking and defense. The identity of our offense needs to be that we need to be a physical offense that can run the football and play action and throw it down vertically some during the game. So again, we've been very sporadic at that.
Do you challenge your offense to be, you got to be physical if they got 8 men up front, you still got to be able to run?
Yeah, I think so. I think that you can't always say that because they dropped an 8th or a 9th guy down there, we can't run the ball anymore. Obviously you don't want to try to beat your head against the post, trying to do that every snap. That's why you got to be able to throw it down the field as well. But yeah, there's times you got to just line up right now, and it doesn't matter what they're in. You got to be able to run the football.
Gene, this is obviously Tuesday of week 7. When you say we need to have an idea of how we want to run the football, how much frustration do you have that hasn't been figured out, that you don't have that knowledge already?
Well, I wouldn't say that we don't have that knowledge. I don't think that's the case. I think it's more of focusing in on doing it more consistently and saying this is what we're going to do. So if it doesn't work for 2 or 3 plays, don't get away from it. You got to keep trying to go with what is your most effective, your most effective run plays, whatever those may be. So it's not that you don't know or we're trying to create new things. It's stay with what your ideas are and what your concepts are, and again, continue to run the football with what gives you the best chance to be productive.
As that happens, is part of that kind of, obviously you've been giving 3 running backs pretty regular carries in games, narrowing the carries you give to some guys and giving some guys more?
That could be part of the equation.
Gene, you said that players dealing with adversity is no different than coaches. Have you sought counsel or advice from peers during this time as well, guys outside this business?
Oh, you talk to all of your buddies in the business and things of that nature, but there's no one can give me any more counsel than I need. I see it. I'm here every day. I got it. I see exactly what's happening. I know exactly what's happening with our football team. But you have your friends in the business, and you talk to your friends, and I've been doing this 27 years, so there's really not a whole lot that I haven't been through, one way or the other. So I don't need to seek advice from other people to handle adverse situations. I've been through plenty of them.
Gene, you know, you said before on film and things like that, it's never as good as it seems, it's never as bad as it seems, but being in this game this long, and 2 years ago, you guys were lifting up the crystal ball, now you won the pool. What, is it as bad as it seems now, or is it, where is this team at? You said you know what the problems are, what are the problems?
Well, again, it's the inconsistency, and it's on both sides of the football. It's really just execution of what we're doing, and again, staying with the things that we believe in, and that's really what it comes down to. So it doesn't matter what happened 2 years ago; it only matters what's happening right now. And so those are the problems we're working every day to get fixed.
When you talked to them Sunday, can you share with us anything of what you said exactly to them?
I'm not going to get into the details of anything that I said to our team, other than we're going to keep working, and we're going to stay very steadfast on what we believe in. And everybody on our team is going to be focused in one direction, starting with me, and that's to win.
We talk a lot about the quarterbacks, but it doesn't seem like you, and I think you just asked something along these lines, but it doesn't seem like you've identified the tailback yet. Who's been the most consistent in that area?
Are you asking?
Yeah, who's been consistent?
Well, I think
in that
Trey
area?
Mason's really done some good things. I really do. It's been disappointing that, we put the ball on the ground a couple of times at our tailback spot. Trey fumbled earlier in the year, but since then he's been really good. I think Trey's ran for some tough yards. Again, Mike's done some good things, but the fumble again in the game Saturday is discouraging. But we'll keep working with him, and we'll keep developing Mike. Ontario has been productive at times, both on the perimeter and some inside as well at times during the year. So he's protected the football, and but we'll again, we've got more than one guy that can touch the ball. We just got to use them, in a way that they can be most productive.
How are D4 and Chris Davis doing? Are they making progress?
We'll see. Injury-wise, right now, I think both those guys are a little beat up. But again, we'll know more with those guys as the week goes on.
Anything else? All right, Coach, thank you.